Hey guys, this is Rise, and I'm here with Cholera, bringing you the winners match of Group 12. We just watched two very exciting games, two very big upsets, or somewhat upsetting games. Both Tempest and Hyuk, of all people, moving on to the winners match. Tempest moving on after a very exciting game against Light, where Light cheesed them, and Tempest came back to win that out of some amazing micro of one Dragoon with a shield battery, getting something like 33 kills on that goon. And Hyuk beating Lomo with just a straight 3-hatch Muta build, countering his fantasy build that didn't work out at all for Lomo. So now these two are going to face off on Destination. Tempest at the bottom location and Hyuk at the top location. This is a pretty even map for PvZ, but you know this is a kind of weird situation that we're in, where the two, I'd say, unfavored players of the group seem to be both in the winners match, and one of them is going to move on, which is kind of amazing in itself. What do you think, Cholera? Are we going to see an exciting game here from the two of these very well-played players? That made no sense, but players that just played very well?
I mean, yeah, I do think this could be a good game here, although I think it could be a little bit of a runaway here from Tempest. Now, you got to remember, Tempest in the GOM round 32 beat none other than Jaedong, the best Zerg in the world, and in an upset of upsets, knocked him out of the round of 32. Now, Jaedong's weakest lineup is against Protoss, but still, he is the best Zerg around, undeniably, overall, and the fact that Tempest managed to beat him is quite impressive. Here we're seeing Hyuk going for a 9-pool here. He's going to try to obviously force Tempest to put up the cannons and also counter any kind of cheese that Tempest could have been thinking about. Looks like Tempest is going to go Forge, Cannon, then Nexus. But so Tempest is definitely, I think, a decent player against Protoss. Hyuk really doesn't have any stats against Protoss, whereas Tempest is actually, I believe, 55% or 60% against Zerg. So, you know, I'm going to say Tempest is a big favorite here. However, I mean, you know, anything can happen on this map and StarCraft in general. Hell, we just saw Lomo lose to Hyuk, which was surprising enough to me.
This is very true, and it looks like, wow, what is he doing with that drone? It looks like Hyuk is going for his second hatchery, not at his natural, kind of a little bit of a hidden expansion. That's kind of silly of him, but we'll see if it pays off in any way. Maybe he just wants that. Maybe he just wants Tempest to think that he's going some weird one-hatch build, although I can't imagine Tempest biting on that one, especially with the Forge Cannon expand that he's doing, considering that'll defend pretty much any one-base Ling build that he has. He's not going to be able to run by. Those cannons are so close to the ramp that a couple of probes blocking the way will do the trick. Now, or maybe he's just trying to show him that he's doing a late second hatchery, which is also very possible. But this is going to be a 3-hatch build after all from Hyuk again, just like the last game, I guess. A little unsure of what he's going to go on this map, though. I mean, we've seen kind of everything on this map before. You have any inkling of what he's going to be going, or we're going to be in for a Hyuking?
Well, it depends on whether he's feeling like he can play StarCraft today, or whether he's just going to Hyuk himself. If he's going to play StarCraft, you know, the modern the Zerg thing to do here seems to be going for that early Spire and then going for the Lurkers or the Hydras. And you know, that's probably what we're going to see here, given that he got the gas after the 3rd hatchery. So probably some kind of Scourge plus Hydra build. Hydras or Lurkers. This is the kind of build that, you know, Yellow Arnak would love to do on this map, and I've seen him do at least 2 times on this map. And, you know, if that seems to be the standard for Zerg. On the other hand, there's a lot of possibilities open. He could put down another hatchery and go for a 4-hatch Hydra rush right now. He could go 3-hatch Mutas, which is pretty rare, though. Really, unless you have some kind of indication your opponent is going for a fast, you know, Templars or something without Corsairs, there's no real reason to go 3-hatch Mutas. Anyway, he's putting his lair at that right side hidden expo, so in case Tempest scouts with his probe, he won't see the lair going up, and he might think it's some kind of 4-hatch build or something like that.
Yeah, but Tempest has spotted the right hatchery, which is important to note, so you never know. He might go back over in that direction to see what's going on.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to be forced away from Hyuk's main base, which is going to be good for Hyuk, I guess, except for the fact that it's almost like a mind game he's playing here. It looks like he's trying to hide information from his main, but not from his expansion, but it looks like Tempest is going to go right back at the expansion, the hidden expansion on the right that he's already scouted. He's going to see the lair going up, and he's going to be completely prepared for whatever's coming at this point. Well, not completely prepared, but more prepared.
And at this point in the commentary, we actually lost Rise. So I will be finishing the rest of this commentary. I had to rewind a little bit. But it looks like we're seeing a box facility here for Tempest. Tempest is going to go Corsair Reaver, it apparently seems. And Hyuk is going to spot this with his Overlord, most likely. Now, the probe has, I think, scouted Hyuk's lair going up. So I think both players have good information on what the other is doing. Probe's also going to see there's no second gas, apparently. So most likely, if there is a Spire, it won't be for Mutalisks. It'll be just for that big macro kind of Scourge Hydra build that we've been seeing. There is the Spire first, so this is the modern Zerg build here, and there we are seeing the fourth hatchery, most likely a fifth one following, and a den. So this Spire is only going to be for a Scourge, and it's a good counter against Sarah Reaver, quite frankly. It's going to be pretty much just Scourge Hydra, and building up a lot of Hydras in the mid-game, getting upgrades, picking up expansions, and then preventing any kind of harass from succeeding from Protoss, and that is what you need to do against Sarah Reaver. Anyway, looks like +1 attack here also for air being researched by Tempest, most likely, and there is the robotic support. Hyuk with a couple of Zerglings, don't know if he's going to do anything with them. That fourth hatchery going up, and there's a Spire. So, you know, interesting start here. Oh, there's the fifth hatchery. So, this is a very modern Zerg build here. Seems to be the standard on Destination if you play the macro style of Zerg, and we'll see how it works for Hyuk. You know, a lot of other Zergs have had a lot of success with this, but this is Hyuk, so, you know, if anyone can fail, he can, certainly. But anyway, he's got a couple of Zerglings behind the minerals, and looks like, wow, they take down 2 probes and a Zealot, and it doesn't seem like there's any defense left there. So 5 Zerglings, and looks like Tempest bringing some badly wounded Zealots to die there. A little bit of a mistake by him, and now Hyuk has control over the back minerals of Tempest base there at the natural expansion. You can actually stop mining at 2 of them. There's the first Corsair going to investigate the base, sees all the hatcheries most likely, and the Spire, and Hyuk taking down another probe, so doing a nice little harass here, and he's got a Parascourge, probably hunting for a Corsair or a shuttle inside of the base there. There's a lovely shot of Hyuk. His name is actually, I believe, Park J. Hyuk. I think that's why his name is Hyuk. So he's kind of like Jaedong, in that Jaedong's name is Lee Jaedong, except Hyuk is no Jaedong by any other means. I'm sorry, but he's got a couple of Zerglings in the base. Actually, it looks like they got killed off by a probe though, heroic freaking probe with 2 kills. Pair of Sairs out now, so we're going to see a lot of Hydras coming out, most likely. That's what those eggs seem to indicate here for Hyuk. And, you know, we'll see what he manages to do with them, if he can go on the offensive, or at least prevent a good harass from coming down. Also, switching to Citadel rather quickly here for Tempest, so he's definitely not staying hardcore Sarah Reaper. Interesting how fast it was. His name's actually not Park Lee Hyuk, it's Park J. Hyuk. So almost Jaedong, actually. J. Hyuk could have been his name. But no, it's just Hyuk. Spore Colony in the back of Hyuk's base, bunch of Scourge out, and you know, we're seeing this fast change into Templar tech. This is relatively fast, but a lot of Protoss have been doing that recently. They haven't been committing hardcore to Sarah Reaver. You know, Sarah Reaver, if you go hardcore on it, can lead to a lot of interesting things, including late game carriers. In fact, we've seen that a couple times against Zerg. For example, in the Liquidation, JF actually did that against his Zerg opponent, D-Note. Casted that game a few weeks ago, of course, on TL. And also Stork versus GG Play on Andromeda was a great example of this. Anyway, here comes the Reaver harass from Tempest. Tempest gonna go for some drones. Only 1 drone goes down, though. So far, not effective yet with this Reaver. Meanwhile, it looks like he's lost some Sairs, because I think he had more Sairs than just those 2, and he might lose another one to a Hydra. A little bit careless there by Tempest, but it might not matter if he manages to do a lot of damage with these Reavers. There's 1 Reaver, rather. And there's the Hydras going in, trying to pick off the Reaver. Reaver escapes, but no! The Spore Colony gets the shuttle! And oh no! But the Reaver gets a ton of drone kills at the end. So I don't know what that... I think that trade-off was actually decent for Tempest. I mean, he lost his first Reaver, though, so he's going to be a little bit weak on the ground. On the other hand, Hyuk lost at least 10 drones now to that Harass. That's going to be about a third of his economy at this point. Picking off some more overlords there, so going to put him in a bit of a control gap too, I think, although he might not actually be there because he lost a lot of drones. Still though, Hyuk knows he probably needs to go on the offensive here and try to do some damage during this brief amount of time in which Tempest does not have a Reaver up, and Tempest is still transitioning tech, so he might be vulnerable right now, and I think it was definitely a mistake for him to lose that shuttle there. I think that Spore colony was actually quite clever. I don't think he knew the Spore was there, otherwise he would not have ran it up and left and ran into the Spore, which got like 2 or 3 critical hits and finished off the shuttle. Otherwise the shuttle should have gotten away. Anyway, a bunch of Hydras out, and yeah, I think they're going to be fully upgraded with range and speed by now, but a lot of Corsairs out in the air. I think they're going to be enough to deal with any Scourge. On the other hand, though, obviously Corsairs do not help with ground units, with Hydralisks, and, you know, hardcore Sail Reaver does lead to sometimes Disruption Web, but obviously we're not seeing Disruption Web or Carriers this game. Way too early for that. In any case, though, a lot of Hydras being pumped out for Hyuk, and he might actually be doing the right thing here, going on the counter-offensive, which is exactly what he should do, given that he took a little bit of economic damage, but at the same time, Tempest is temporarily weak in terms of military, and he is going to go for a large attack. That is a lot of Hydras there, maybe over 30 Hydras. Yeah, definitely over 30 Hydras, I think, at this point, and I don't know if there's enough there. There's 2 High Templar, but they might not have Storm ready yet because of the energy, and oh! Hyuk has actually researched drop tech, so he is going for a major drop in the main, and I don't think Tempest is ready for it. Tempest has 2 Reavers, but everything's out of position, and Hyuk gets the drop in successfully. Tempest, big mistake there, not keeping his Corsairs around and investigating what was going on. He was completely unready for this drop, and now he's going to pay the price. Speedlot's trying to come back. +1 attack, though, for those Hydras. That's going to make them so much deadlier against Speedlots and everything, obviously. And they're doing a good job against these Speedlots. There's still no High Templars, still no Reavers there. I think Tempest may have been better off waiting. There's a good Storm from Tempest. There's, well, not such a good Storm, and there is a pair of High Templar going to go down. Not going to make it into an Archon. Good Storm there, but only 1 Storm, though. The other one doesn't even get to morph into an Archon before it dies. There come the Reavers. Just the reinforcements coming in piecemeal. Looks like the Reavers will take out some of those Hydras, but so only about 5 or 6 Hydras left, but oh, the shuttle with a Reaver goes down! Huge mistakes from Tempest here, and I don't know if he'll have enough, and Hyuk following up with more elevators of the Hydras into Tempest's base, and the secondary drop I think might be enough to finish him off. All the Corsairs go down also. So there's nothing left for Tempest. There's absolutely nothing left, and big mistakes by Tempest. I gotta say, Hyuk has actually played quite well too. We have not seen this divergence in builds in quite a while. Usually with Scourge Hydras in this 5-hatch build, we usually don't see fast drop. We see more expansions, more of a macro game. But Hyuk deciding to end it early here. Look at those Zealots, they're so confused. They were attacking a pylon instead of the Hydras. But it doesn't matter. Hyuk has managed to go a game without Hyuking himself. And in fact, Tempest is the one who's Hyuk. And so am I for predicting that Hyuk would lose this series, because he's actually going to make it out 2-0. He's actually going to survive this series and be the first out. Complete upset here, and really just, you know, StarCraft continues to amaze me. That's all I have to say. But although I do have to say Tempest made several critical mistakes, losing 2 Reavers. But what is that? That is a DT with 11 kills, and oh my god, Hyuk has lost every drone at his main base. And he's losing drones, in his natural, and he's losing all the drones on his main. So this is what I mean. Hyuk can get himself in the lead so many times and yet lose even though he has the lead, just like now. Had Tempest managed to hold this off, which doesn't look like he is going to be able to. Had he held it off, though, he could have come back and won just because Hyuk didn't notice. GG coming from Tempest, but because Hyuk didn't notice the DT was killing every one of his drones. In fact, at the end of the game, I still don't think Hyuk noticed. I think he's going to have to watch the replay to find out that he almost lost the game. That is how close he would have been to Hyuking himself yet again. So I was wrong. Hyuk did Hyuk Tempest, but he also Hyuked himself almost in the end. Wow. I mean, I can understand. Dark Templars are difficult to deal with because obviously they kill drones with 1 hit, and you don't get any messages from the AI when you lose units with 1 hit. On the other hand, though, other players do not lose 23 drones to 1 DT. But Hyuk did, but he lives to tell the tale because he was it was already that far ahead. And giving a rare V for victory there with his fingers. He probably won't be doing that many more times in the future if he continues to lose drones like that, though, when he's way ahead. But on the other hand, though, he manages to survive. So we do have Hyuk winning this game and coming out of the series intact. He will be moving on to the round 32 of the MSL. Maybe he'll go down and take the whole thing, in which case I might retire as a commentator. I am not even kidding. But hopefully that won't happen because I like commentating. On the other hand, though, Rise will be back for the other games in the series. Just for this game, I had to do the rest of the set. So hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in set 4.